working with something that you guys have seen me work with before, which is counter samples. Thank you, Amy. I'm so glad that you always promote Craftastic. So we're using we're crafting with our counter samples. Again, I get these at the hardware store. This counter sample, I generally use the back of them because they're the kind of this really nice wood sort of back. And what we're doing with them is we're making our very first warm-up craft tonight. Now I've lost it. There it is. By the way, I'm totally cleaning my craft room tonight after the show because it is a mess. Okay, so we're making little door hangers out of these. Sorry, the bow is a little funky monkey. And it says Happy Fall, but that's in chalk. And it's chalkboard paint. Super, super easy to do. And this is so funny because I have been interested in chalkboard paint for so long, and I bought this chalkboard paint. I'm forgetting the brand of it. I think it's a a nationally known paint brand of chalkboard paint, and it comes in the regular paint can where you have to like undo it like that. And I haven't even opened that chalkboard paint because for me mentally getting over opening the can and having to dig into me thinking I had to do a huge project, which is like too much for me. So as most of you know, I like to do crafts that are easy on my wallet, easy on my time, and hopefully upcycled and easy on the earth. So that one really just didn't meet my criteria. But when I found that Plaid, I always say Plaid, when Plaid makes this cool chalkboard paint, and I'm glad that I inspired you, Alicia, this cool chalkboard paint. Okay, one of the main things I love about this chalkboard paint, it unscrews. Oh, what a concept. That means I didn't have to freak out about making a huge mess, about undoing a can, putting it back together. I can use it for small projects just like this, or I can use it for large projects. It covers about, I think it says it covers about 10.75 square feet. That's one coat, and they recommend 2 coats. So, yeah, this is pretty awesome. So I think you can get these in probably most craft stores. If not, just go to plaid.com. You can probably figure out where to get it from there. And it is cool because they have different color chalkboard paint as well. So I just use black. And I'll just show you how it goes on. It's very easy. A couple coats, and then you prime it with some chalk, and then you just draw your little designs on. And this project is so easy because you can just change out your ribbon colors for the next holiday, possibly Halloween. You'll do something orange, and then it will have, boo on it. And you can just hang these from any of your doorknobs, actually really from wherever you want to. They can make cute little ornaments, something like that. So really, check it out. I like I said, I had a long story about that, and I'm very particular about how I mentally get over things to be able to use them. And it's funny how a screw top can actually dissuade me or persuade me to work with something. So this is hilarious and awesome at the same time. Okay, let's rock on over to Craft Cam, stop talking about it, start doing it. We're going to do a warm-up craft so that we can get going and have a good time. All right, ready? She got it, Craft Cam! Oh, and I didn't get it in time. All right, everybody's got it. You guys are getting so good at this Craft Cam game. Okay. So this is what the top of the little container looks like. And look at all of that goodness. Now, one of the things to note with this that's good to know to have good nearby is, a soapy towel or some soapy water, just because if it does get on your hands and it dries, it's pretty hard to get off. I learned the hard way. I had like spotted hands. But it will come off your hands if you give them a good scrub. Just make sure that you get it off your hands before it dries. I'll probably take off any jewelry that you're going to be using as well. It will stain clothing, carpets, pretty much anything around it. So you should be very careful with this. Use a bristle brush. I'm just using a cheapo bristle brush. It's not going to leave a whole bunch of streaks in my project, you can see sort of this is the end project here. You can use it, from what I saw online, you can use it on canvas, wood, pretty much any porous surface. So this is kind of a wooded surface. I can't really use the other side of it because it's just not porous enough. It's too shiny. So I am going to be using the back side of it, which is a wooded type of surface. Thank you, Jen, for posting that. So yes, you can sand something and make it porous, but probably best to test a little bit on a newer surface if you're not sure if it's going to work. Okay, so you just need thin layers, very, very easy to do. And you don't have to worry about it drying super quick, so you can go back if your brush strokes are a little wacky. You can go back and sort of smooth them out a little bit before it's all the way dry. Now, what it recommends is 2 coats, 2 thin coats for every project, and that's what I did for my project, and it turned out really nicely. I've actually, the one that I showed you, I had erased and rewritten messages probably 3 or 4 times already, so it really does work like chalkboard, which I'm sorry, but I'm normally not a believer until I see it. So that is really cool about it. Okay, so we almost have our thin layer, and if you want to get really creative, you can actually paint acrylic. You know, if I wanted to paint this board orange and have like an orange strip or something like that, I can do some really fun, you know, painting and then paint on my chalk paint. So I'm just doing this all black to give you an idea. See how I'm using my Sharpie to sort of hold this in place so I don't have to touch it because I just don't have my little wet cloth nearby. Okay, so I have a very thin layer on there, and it's done. It's ready to dry. Now it has to dry for at least an hour, and then you can apply your second coat, and then once you've applied your second coat, then your second coat needs to dry. The whole thing needs to cure for 24 hours, and then that's when you can prime it and use it. So I'm going to set this off to the side so we can work on priming the one that I already had ready. And it just needs to be on a flat surface, you know, normal temperatures, that kind of thing, pretty basic. And you don't necessarily need to put 2 coats on, but I'm sure 2 coats clearly are going to work the best. Okay, so I have an orange piece of chalk. This has 2 coats on it. I'm pretty sure this one has 2 coats on it, actually. I had sort of been in between projects. So this one has 2 coats on it, and all you do is just give it a light kind of dusting with your chalk, and just the side of your chalk, all over the area that you're going to be wanting to write on with your chalk. And then you take a wet, dampish type of towel, and then you wipe that off. And now you've just primed it to be able to write on it. So I love this because I love projects that can easily be transferred into another holiday. For instance, like I was saying, this could easily go into Halloween. It could even be a message for Christmas, and you really don't have to do much but get your piece of chalk out and write your message. So I'm just going to say, happy fall. And I could do what Alicia did in her little project, which was awesome. It said, happy fall, y'all. I love that message. That's so cute. Okay, so now you have to finish it off with just a nice little ribbon. This is the easiest part. Just measure your ribbon to the height that you want it to dangle from your knob or from whatever project that you want it to dangle from. You can even attach this as a fun little message board in the middle of a wreath. Wouldn't that be cool? So you can really do that. All right, I'm just trying to read a little bit and see if anybody's asking any questions there. It looks like there might be a few. Now I'm just going to go through one side with my ribbon. This is a thicker ribbon that I like to use a lot of. And I'm just going to tie a square knot at the end so that I have a nice loop. But my square knot ends are going to kind of create like a mock bow. And, oops, pulling her through a little too much. There we go. So that's going to be a little mock bow. Give it some, where's my scissors? There they are. Some little tails here by folding and cutting at an angle. So they have nice little bow tails. You see that there? I miss my Etch-a-Sketch too. I think we all should get Etch-a-Sketches for Christmas, don't you guys think? Okay, so you can put the bow either at the bottom of the thing, or if you really want to, you can have it at the top and then decorate the top. Or, you know, I was thinking, ooh, a few buttons would be really, really cute. So you can see how easy and fun that is. Add some things here. You can let the kids play around with it. Of course, you can have smaller samples, bigger samples. This is just a really good idea to kind of get your mind wrapped around how easy it is to make something with chalkboard paint, because it's, man, that screw-on cap just really changed my life. I'm telling you, I'm going to chalkboard paint everything. If my dog wasn't already a black lab dog, she'd probably be a chalkboard black lab dog. Okay, so there is our warm-up craft. How easy is that? Super, super easy. Now let's go back to head cam. Head cam. Okay, good. I'm glad that you like it. Now let's see how that hangs. Now I have two door hangers that, well, this one's not playing well with the bow, but that's okay. Two door hangers that can go around the house and have a good time. It's also good to note that I read online for this chalkboard paint that, yes, it can go outside. It will, you know, it's obviously going to get weathered if it's through extreme weather, but it can go outside. So it can handle probably mild weather, that kind of thing. So, what is... That's funny. Okay. All right. So I want to see what Alicia has, and possibly she's going to show us the kit that she's giving away later to one random viewer. And maybe, oh, Alicia, don't give away too much stuff because you can show stuff later too. So maybe show us the kit, and then we'll check out some of your wreaths that you put online later on. All right?